A question I get asked a lot during the off season from parents is, what should my child be doing in order to get better and improve their skills and be ready for the upcoming season? And it's a good question. And obviously, in the off season is a great opportunity to improve. And there are a lot of ways or opportunities for players to improve, whether you're doing soccer classes, you're playing in leagues, with different formats, whether it's indoor or futsal. You do individual training, small group training, fitness training, even psychological tactical training. They have options like that out. All of those are ways a player can, improve in the off season. But the bottom line is, none of those actually help the player improve. It starts with the player. The player improves the player. It starts there, and it's something that I try to help every parent understand, that it doesn't matter what you register your child for in the off season. If the player doesn't have that desire to improve, doesn't have that desire internally to raise their level of play the game, in a capacity, and to do things that they can't currently do, any class or anything you sign them up for is not going to really help them get better. Those are just tools. Those are avenues and opportunities for players to improve, but it starts with the player. A player has to want to get better. The player improves the player. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of options in the off season, but that's where it starts. If you have a child who is driven and really wants to get better, then really anything you put them in, any opportunity that they're going to touch the ball, they're going to show improvement, they're going to improve there. So it's not necessarily the opportunity or where you register your child or what they do in the off season. It has to be that internal desire first. They have to want to get better. It starts with them. If you enroll me into a carpentry class, I don't necessarily become a better carpenter, or I can start building furniture unless that's something I really want to do. Training for soccer or training for anything is the same way. You make yourself better. And that's where it starts. And that's an important thing that every parent, every player in particular, needs to understand. The player has to understand that you can't just show up, you can't just be there. That doesn't just make you better. So when you are participating in these off-season type of activities, it starts with the player. It starts with their desire to improve. So when looking at options, definitely try to find things that your child is interested in, but if you have an expectation of a parent that you want to see a certain level of improvement or a certain different level of play by the time the next season comes around, that's on the player. That starts with the player. They have to make that commitment. They have to make the decision that that's what they want. So when you're looking at options, look at them, research them, try to find the best ones for you. And I try to help parents do that in the off season, but I always make sure parents understand that improvement starts with the player. The player improves the player.